What's up, friends? Empress Dannie here, back with another episode of the Daily Grind. You already know, pouring you up a nice hot cup of joe. Going to get that day off to a bright and beautiful start. Shall we check in and get today's messages? I can tell you, starting off, there could be some like really tender feelings, okay? Um, Someone is examining things from a number of different angles because I feel a really big decision that could be taking place today needs to take place. It feels like today. And it feels whatever this is going to set a precedent. So someone is really wanting to make sure that they're feeling secure. I do feel like right now that feeling is not there. But it's almost, those situations where, you know, I know there are joyous possibilities, but I want to be confident in that and make sure I'm giving attention to the right things in order to see whatever this is as a strength. This could definitely involve something that is financial. So it could be that the decision someone's making could be very costly. Sometimes that is deeper than money, and that's like reputation. This can be someone who is deciding whether or not um, am I going to stay in this relationship or not, right? Leave a marriage, be a part of this could even be a business, right? Am I going to walk away from this business or this job? But someone is, it feels like there's some sort of situation where someone is either putting down roots or they're pulling up roots. Um, so someone is secure in where I feel perhaps they presently sit or stand, if you will, and they're wanting there is consideration here, which tells me whomever this is, it feels a lot like inner child. They're able to sense that they're needing perhaps to, maybe it is kind of like listen more closely, diagnose, because I feel like there's something about this that they are supposed to like relate to or being, and that could be the case, right? They could simply relate to something, but it's almost like wanting to relate into it in the right way and not wanting to, it's almost like, I don't want anybody to get over on me. But like I said, it's deeper than that, less than people and more so like I want to make sure that I'm not, um neglecting to consider things that I perhaps need to consider. And this could be like concerning other partnerships or relationships that they have, other obligations, right? It's almost like if whatever this is does have an impact on my reputation, I want to make sure that I'm making all the considerations that I need to make in order to be preserved, okay? Some of you, this is like a community of people, and they could certainly want to like include you or involve you. But there could be something about that they're perhaps being, maybe it is somewhat scrutinizing before they do that, right? Just kind of like, I don't know why I'm kind of getting an energy of feeling the pulse, okay? Thank you guys for being here. Hit that like button for me on the video if you will. And make sure you subscribe. Nothing coming out of this deck. But right where I stop is unexpected income, which gives me the impression that it could be that perhaps the making of this decision is what's unexpected. It could also be that someone is like getting what could be like something that they didn't anticipate, perhaps to consider. Oh, I wasn't expecting this, and it be what maybe even get someone's attention in order to fuel that decision. I do see Oya here, storms, okay? There could be storms, but this Oya energy is usually and it's a card number 13. It feels like something's coming through, and is Oya is usually for me administrative energy. So this could be a letter, a writing, something that someone is saying, or they could be administrating, and in the process of administration, then someone is it feels like perhaps has clarity. And this could be like you handling your business, right? You're taking care of your affairs. Now that I know this, now that I see whatever this is, now that I understand this, Tatuba is who came out, right? Feeling safe. So it does feel like something, if someone is making some sort of a decision, they are based on whatever this is that's being administered or administrated. It feel like somebody could be taking care of some business, and in taking care of your business, perhaps somebody may be feeling a lot more secure in making whatever this decision or call is, which I do feel, whatever situation this is, there's an opportunity, it feels, for big benefits, okay? Big, very, very beneficial, okay? I feel a lot of benefits in whatever this is, but that's why someone is like, I don't want to just, what could be like, give my resources away, give my benefits away, right? I don't want to just, put all of this on the line. So I feel like somebody is, really listening very closely, and really what feels like, again, taking a temperature, like it feels very much like internal, like heartbeat, checking in with the rhythm. This could mean like someone is like, meditation, consultation type of energy, but because whatever this it is so, what feels like impactful or heavy, or has such, what feels like a significant long-term effect. They're really wanting to be discerning, it feels. And I like this. And keep in mind, right, I say they, but chances are there's some aspect of this that's you, where I feel wanting to be a wise steward, of your resources, of your energy, and just getting what feels like the information or confirmation even that you need in order for you to trust and feel secure in taking some sort of steps that I feel have you entering into relationship, covenant, agreeing to something, trusting something. And this could be, sometimes that's putting your name on the line, taking some sort of step or going through some sort of process. Fish is at the bottom of the deck. If you guys were on yesterday, we had the fish actually come out. So it feels like now you're being led. There's a spiritual flow in your direction. Things are actually moving. I am getting this energy of like you are in the current, okay? So I don't know, for some of y'all, this current event, right? Is you popping? Is you, right? The fire ant is here. When I see the fire ant, this usually refers to, you have this, right? Is this the barbecue, right? With the fire ant, piece of food, somebody dropped some food, right? Here crumbs, right? Here come all the ants, right? Ooh, we about to feast on this. And whoever's right in the middle, they got the hot spot, right? I don't know. Something could be significant about a hot spot, right? But if you think about that, right? The hot spot, right? This is where it all goes down, right? Yeah, it goes down in the DM, right? It goes down. Maybe there's something significant about a DM. Maybe there's something significant about like, this energy can be perceived two-way, but this is depicting what I feel someone is discerning or assessing, right? Because it goes down in the DM, but it also goes down in the DM, right? And if you think about it, right? If you look at all these cases, a lot of times that's where stuff is like coming out. Oh, these messages, right? This video, this blah, blah, So if you think about things like that, I feel, and this doesn't have to be like to do with that, but it's along the same energetic wavelength or timeline. It's like it goes down in the DM, right? Is this, it can go down in a sense of like, trust, right? Nourishing, fulfilling, right? an alliance, if you will, unity, a partnership. We locked in. It can also go down in terms of like, trash reputation, right? Locked out in a sense. And so, prevented, restricted, which would be then kind of like, the active shooter where it's like, instead of coming towards, this is everybody like running away, like, you hot in these streets, right? You hot, let me go this way, right? So I kind of get like, there's something today that is a decision about like the energetic current in a situation or circumstance. This kind of like, is this maybe going to stop the bleeding? Is this where it's hot, where it's popping, right? Is this sweet, right? I'm right where I need to be, right? I'm in the best, what could be like position or location. This is where, we eating, everybody trying to get to perhaps where I already am. Or is this something where, it's going to put me in a position where, I'm in too deep. I'm the closest that I can't, I'm in a position where it's like turning off, like repellent. Am I pushing them away or am I drawing them in? And I feel like this is more like the energy of what could be like, this could be like business. Am I repelling business or am I drawing more business, right? Am I attracting more business? So I feel like someone is like asking, and this don't have to be business. This can just be in any given situation. This is interesting. We saw this. Speaking of food, we got ants, we got picnics, right. We got food. I see in this, right? You see a number of different options, selections, food card number 9. I feel like it's almost, it really does give, food is nourishment, right? Depending on what you select. So it's almost like this is going to perhaps feed off me, but is it going to be nourishing? I'm going to feed off this, but is it going to be nourishing, beneficial, or healthy for me, right? Is it going to be good for me, or is there no value in it? And it's just basically, you think about buying food with no value, like empty calories. Is it just I'm just paying for something that's not going to benefit me, that's not going to give me any life, but I'm just giving my life force to it, right? Or again, my own ends, right? So someone again is trying to find that out. And with time card, it feels as though it may be time to make some sort of a decision. That's honestly what I feel. Card number 30 here. And I feel like someone's saying, is it time perhaps, this could be like broaden my horizons, go a new direction, embrace the growth that comes with doing something perhaps that I have not done before? Or is it time for me to perhaps accept perhaps that I've outgrown something? This isn't nourishing me anymore. This isn't benefiting me anymore. I'm not growing from it. It could be like it's getting worse and worse. And I feel like someone's, again, they're making some sort of call, okay? But with unexpected income, they're either not anticipating making this call, or they are in a position where they're receiving something that aids or supports them in making this call, is what I feel. And it feels like something, something that they weren't anticipating. But this is like the energy of like, your spirit is always praying and making intercession on your behalf. So if you consider that, then when you are in a position where you're tapping in to be able to make sound choices, your spirit has already sent out the communication that is what you seek or you desire before you ever utter it even with your voice. So the universe then begins to conspire and work with all manifold nature. I feel the power of God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I ain't gonna lie, I'm so grateful for my anointing, because every time I present, God just shows up on my behalf. And lets me know I'm with you. And something feels like that's resonant with the energy today, because some of y'all, the choices that you make, they're not always easy. Sometimes it's life or death, right? I just heard, am I going to exchange this kidney? It could be something like that. Getting a transplant, doing something that's like life altering, right? Yeah, I'm low functioning where I am, but on the other side, like it would be, there's a potential for X, Y, and Z. So making a decision. Yeah, I just heard pig brain, but it's, I just feel like something today is what could be like, what feels like life-changing, life-altering decisions. I just heard, but you got to make them. And you can't fear. You simply have to trust, but you have to have the right alliances, partnerships, or relationships. And I'm not even talking about external, although those can definitely have an impact as well. I'm talking about internal. And when you embrace, I just heard the almighty all, it will literally give you, tell you, show you, reveal to you what it is that you seek after. The answer you seek. It will give you certainty because you already know, but your awareness is what often escapes you. So you often don't trust because you're not consciously aware of what is known. So the Holy Spirit will bring this unexpected income that is something that literally comes in, that makes known, reveals, and makes clear with certainty to you what it is that you needed to know in order for you to be secure and trusting. Taking the step it is that you're supposed to take at the appointed time, so that you don't miss anything that's for you and you reap all the benefits that are due you. Bottom of the deck is opportunity. Opportunity, card number 10, it's a door. I just heard it's already open. Let's go ahead deeper for somebody. It's a door. It's already open. Wide open. Gratitude. This is the card that came out. Gratitude. I feel like you're going to be embracing it with gratitude. You're going to be grateful for whatever this unexpected income is, because I feel like it's spirit showing you like what you need to see so that you can embrace the opportunities that are for you. So if you need to let go, you embrace the opportunity to do that. Thank you. I'm so grateful to know to be able to know when it's time for me to release, to be able to let go. Thank you for showing me that and not having me holding on to things that would ruin my life, would ruin my reputation, would ruin my health, would take my money, it would take all the things that I've worked hard for. Thank you. I'm so appreciative. Give gratitude to the universe for knowing that. Similarly, Spirit was, oh baby, open them your arms, right? Receive. And Spirit will similarly give you that unexpected income that's like, oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad I didn't let go. I hear Yolanda Adams. I open up my heart. Thank you. Now my only separation is from the fear. I trust wholly. Okay? So some of you look for that, right? Expect that you've been seeking answers. Expect, right? That door is already open. So expect that whatever that is that you're needing to drop in. in all the ways that you need it to. So the Spirit will show you everything is taking place in perfect timing, okay? The timing is divine because you are divine. A divine creation, okay? Iron is at the bottom of the deck, okay? Card number 22. A number could be significant. Iron sharpens iron. Iron is the metal associated, just saw 2020, with the planet Mars, okay? Mars rules Aries. Mars rules Scorpio. Mars rules Tuesday. There could be something significant about that, okay? Any of those things, right? I can't make this up. I hadn't even seen this. Look at the card that fell. Mars. Talk about spirit and unexpected income, just dropping something right on you, right? There we go. Boom. Spirit be having tricks. I be laughing. I be like, you be shuffling these cards. I don't know what you be doing with these darn cards. You like, Spirit, you're a magician, right? That's sleight of hand. Card number 5, okay? We got a 22 and a 5, but this particular Mars card says Aries on it, okay? So something could be significant about the star sign of Aries. Aries is about leadership. Mars is about power. It's about force. So it is, for some, this could definitely be like forced into a leadership role or position. Sometimes it's the universe or universal factors that force us to take the lead on something where it's not even about being pushed, but it's about the power in you, right? Your ability to be able to discern. It's about the person that you are and the things that you are committed to or that you value. With iron, when you're sharpened, right? Or when you are sharp in a certain area, sometimes you just recognize you have a responsibility to perhaps sharpen others, right? To utilize that power. And it gives you usually a position of rule, leadership, because of the fact that you are sharp in whatever that area is. You use it as a weapon of sorts, if you will, to be able to bring beneficial change. And that's really what I see as being most significant here. You use it, and the thing is that you always have to be discerning. Again, is this, where I use appropriate use of my power, appropriate use of, my abilities. I know I have power in this area. I know I could force this, but is that the right thing to do? Because if I use my power in inappropriate ways that are not responsible, that are not maybe morally and ethically right, then I could put myself in a position where, I end up at war with myself because I wasn't, again, I wasn't sharp. I wasn't on it. I didn't, and this could even be like, I didn't take enough time, or I didn't utilize the time that I had wisely. I didn't take authority, to do this maybe soon enough. Mars, will, vigor, activism. With Mars by our side, we can assert ourselves in the world. Our presence is felt and our voice is heard. Like a flame, Mars rises upward and helps us stand strong for what we believe in. Social justice movements are great examples of Mars energy in action. With clarity of purpose, Mars leads us to peaceful change, the upholding of human rights, in representing the unrepresented. When Mars appears in a reading, there is strength and vigor required to face the challenges ahead. It may take the form of speaking your truth, getting yourself out of a harmful relationship or job, or getting involved in activist work. As alchemists, we must be very precise with our dosage of Mars, as in uncontrolled amounts, it leads to outbursts in violence. Mars is most potent when paired with ahisma, nonviolence. The contemplation here is fighting without fighting, right? Again, Mars can be destructive, especially when it's not used in the right proportions, right? So the desire is peace, right? But there's a real power that must be utilized, that must be amassed, and it must be honed in a certain way in order to maintain peace and to prevent violence, because Mars can also create the perception of attack. You're trying to force me. You're trying to, take my authority. You're trying to take my power. And when Mars is used in what feels like a more prudent manner, with wisdom, with discernment, then Mars actually gets straight to, I'm getting the energy of a surgeon, right? And if the surgeon is not accurate, if he's not discerning, I just heard he'll cut the wrong cord, right? He will be sloppy with the knife, and I just heard get blood everywhere. But if he's discerning, if he's exacting, if he's precise, then he'll get straight to the heart of the matter. He'll get straight to the epicenter and only extract the poison that will make circumstances better, that will make things last. The healing will last long term. Versus creating long-term damage. And that's perhaps today's conundrum. We'll leave it there. Join us on Patreon, linked in the description box below. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day ahead.